Hey, you guys. We are back again with another interview for the Purpose Matters book release. We are going to go ahead and bring our next guest on. Leah, are you on your cell phone, Leah? Because it just says you're watching it. If you see this, try to invite yourself, and then I'll accept it. Can you go on your cell phone? You have to be on a cell phone. We will be pulling her up really soon. Leah will be with us in just one moment. So, you guys, we just had our interview with Miss Catrice Jones, and it was a great interview. So make sure you look out for that one. Check it out. Um, we had some a game. So you go ahead and find out what that was and enter that contest. We'll have some here too. Hey Kiki, hey Tamisha. I see Cherie came in. We are having a party. I'm super excited. We're just waiting for Leah to switch devices. In this day and time, we have a million devices. We just have to figure out which one works with which program. And Leah is going to go to her phone soon. And she is here. Hey,
Hi, sorry about that.
hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Sorry about that. Oh, wait, now I'm on
Yes.
both my computer and my phone. All right, here we go.
Okay. We have the echo going on.
I did. I was hearing everything.
All right. So I am so happy that we are interviewing you today. You have been on with the project honestly since like we first thought of it. You were there when I was talking to Kiki, our favorite coach, about doing this. And so tell me a little bit about yourself and why purpose matters to you.
Sure. Well, for one, I'm a mom, so purpose is really important to me because I know that I am always modeling the life that I ultimately want my children to live. So
That's
that is
awesome.
always first and foremost my number one reason for everything that I do in life is my children. But beyond that, I think purpose matters to me because I've been through struggles, as have so many of the people that have contributed to this book. It's through adversity and through struggles that have brought us to a deeper, greater understanding of life. And for me, that understanding is that my purpose is to serve others in this world and to
Yes.
connect with people and to help them bring more joy into their own lives. So for me, that's why purpose matters, is because ultimately our purpose for being here on this world in this life is to connect with each other.
And that's perfect that you said that because that's what we did in this group. We connected with each other. We got together. We got this. I mean, because this book is nothing without you contributing authors. And not only did you guys come together within the book, but you came together to support each other on interviews and just in your brands. I mean, I remember one post that you spearheaded where you wanted to make sure that everybody was liking each other's pages, and that was great to see that I wasn't even the person. I mean, yeah, I started the group, but everybody was doing their own thing in the group, and I loved that. That was so much fun, and that made me feel like everything was going right. So tell me a little bit about what you do because you have a couple of different organizations that you work with.
I do. So company that I just actually recently started just a couple months ago is called The Abundant Parent. And The Abundant Parent is all about helping parents bring purpose, positivity, light, manifestation, the law of attraction, peace, being very grounded for their families, bringing all of that into their lives. And not only bringing all that into their lives for themselves, but then coaching them to bring that same power of positivity and purpose into their children's lives. So that is something that I've just gotten started with, but it's being very well received. I just had a fantastic workshop, and I'm changing people's lives through teaching them what I've learned through my processes. And then secondly, I have a nonprofit called Little Legacies, and we work one-on-one with children that are facing illness, sometimes in some cases terminal illness, children that are facing really severe behavioral issues due to either having various like problems where they've faced trauma, or they might actually have an illness that's caused some behavioral issues. So that, again, it's part of my purpose. I am bringing writing tools to children, and I'm watching them light up when they're really connecting with the prompts and the words that they're writing on the page, and I can see the wheels churning, and I can see it connecting, and I can see it providing an opportunity for them to release all of these struggles that they have within, and finding an outlet for that. So I have a couple avenues where I'm really able to touch people and work with people and help bring direction and purpose and light to their lives. And it's so satisfying for me. It's completely selfish on my part.
And you know what? And I think that's great that with your purpose, you're using it to change your community. You're using it to change the lives of children and their families, but it brings you so much joy yourself, and that is key. If you can find something in life that you can get behind and you can be an advocate for, and then it still brings you joy, it doesn't feel like it's a chore or that you just hate to do it or you're made to do it, that's an awesome feeling. And I feel like everyone has that one thing inside of them that they can go to have that feeling. So what do you feel, what do you want people to feel? What do you want people to get from your story when they read it?
So what I want people to get from my story is that a lot of my path and the journey to where I've gotten to where I am today has come through struggles and adversity and hardships, but that you don't necessarily have to go through all of that if you're able to have an open mind, you're able to release judgment, that you're able to just allow a positive path to open up in front of you, and more importantly, that you're willing to take the steps to walk that path. Unfortunately, so many of us have to go through really hard times before we get there, and before we release that control that we try to hold over our lives. We have to go through really hard times before we realize we're not really in control at all, that it's only through releasing control that we have the capacity to live this amazing life. So for me, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to circle back on the question because I kind of went off on a tangent there. But
well, no, I mean, you actually were answering it because I wanted to know what you want people to know or to get from your story.
So
and that you saying shining that light.
Yeah,
is great. A great way to start.
Yeah, that's definitely the very first step. Is just being willing to walk that path. And also just not underestimating the opportunities that come to you, because sometimes it's an opportunity that you're not really jazzed about, you're not too excited, but that you decide, you know what, I'm just going to say yes. I'm just going to give it a chance, because what's the worst case that can happen? Oftentimes, the worst case scenario of us taking uncomfortable chances is that it just didn't work out and it just wasn't for us. But there's a lot more opportunities where you take these uncomfortable chances, you put yourself outside of your comfort zone, and all of these other paths that open up that ultimately lead you to where you are meant to be. And you'll know that path because it feels so good and it feels right. And there's no resistance.
Yes, oh my gosh. See, and that's what I love about this. And I'm so excited about your interview and the interviews to come, because everybody is like, everybody has this different point of view, but it all comes together. And I am so thankful that I got to interview. I'm so thankful that you were part of this project. Tell us where we can find you and all the different things you're doing for your community and for with your organizations. Sure.
So I use social media a lot. I do have I don't have actually any formal websites for my Abundant Parent, but you can find me on all social media, either as The Abundant Parent or just Abundant Parent. I think on Instagram and Facebook, I'm the Abundant Parent. On Twitter, I'm just Abundant Parent. And then for Little Legacies, you can find the work that we do there at littlelegacies.org. You can also find us on social media as Little Legacies.org on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And of course, just by finding me, Leah Recors, I can connect you with all of that.
Yes. Okay. And where can they just contact you directly on social media to get your book?
Absolutely.
Or is there a link?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can just
All right.
PM me, and I can connect you with getting the book in your hands. And I'm sure that you're talking about all of this already, but the really amazing thing for me about being part of this book is that there's all these other really like-minded individuals that are being really vulnerable and sharing their purpose, because finding your purpose is a very vulnerable activity. So I love that there's so many of us involved in this book and willing to be vulnerable. And I think that group of so many people willing to talk about the really dark places that brought us to where we are today helps other people to find that same purpose.
Yes, and I thank you so much for saying that, because that's exactly what, I want people to get from it. And hopefully that they feel vulnerable enough to share their purpose with one of you guys, and, use the book to cultivate that purpose, to use it to change their community. And you guys, you know where to find Leah. But we do have a contest. So if you, go to her page or fan page, whatever they're calling it these days, Little Legacies, you will see her logo. On her logo is really cute. So what you need to do is go to I'll put the question in the comments. And when you answer the question is, what picture does she have on the logo? But in order to win, you have to be able to answer the question. You have to like her page, and you also have to be part of the Purpose Matters group. So we'll make sure that we have all the information here. We'll put her links. I'm sure Leah will put her links inside the comment page. And if you have any questions, you can always contact me or Leah about the book or about the contest. All right, you guys. We will see you on the next interview. And Leah, thank you so much for joining.
Thanks, Patrice. I'm so honored to be a part of this with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
See you later.